The hits just keep on coming for Will Smith, and as much backlash as there's been, as much damage as he's done to his own reputation by slapping Chris Rock at the Oscars all over a joke. The thing that might be bringing him more shame and more embarrassment than anything else is the person that joke was about, his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith. Because in the aftermath of the slap, everyone started talking about these things that they had made public about their relationship problems. Not only when it comes to entanglements and extramarital issues that Jada Pinkett Smith has been very open about, but now everything else. And people are starting to realize that Jada Pinkett Smith is kind of an evil bitch. And so now, yet again, we have yet another video of Will Smith talking to Jada Pinkett Smith, where Jada Pinkett Smith is basically saying, I never, ever wanted to marry you. I was crying. It was terrible. I don't believe in marriage. This is just from a few years ago. You can see the headline, Jada Pinkett Smith never wanted to marry Will, cried at horrible wedding. And this is all out there, again, in public, in the open, on video. Because Jada Pinkett Smith wants attention. She wants to make sure she gets tons of attention for this as she kind of continues to emasculate Will around every single corner. Any marriage that goes on for any length of time is gonna have issues. They're gonna have hurdles. They're gonna have problems, whatever they may be. Sometimes that comes in the form of infidelity. A lot of times it does. Sometimes it comes with other things. I'm certainly not saying anyone should look to me for any type of relationship advice whatsoever. But I do think it's safe to say that when you make things as open and public as this, all for clicks, all for views, all for a display for everyone to see, it is going to come back and it is going to haunt you. And it has haunted Will Smith. It will continue to haunt him after this. But I want to show you guys this video because it's shocking the difference between Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. Will Smith, who says, all I wanted to do was get married and have a family and love people. And Jada Pinkett Smith essentially says the opposite. Jada Pinkett Smith confessed that she really didn't want to get married to Will Smith. In fact, the Matrix actress, now on the roasting spit of Smith's infamous Oscars smackdown and the Academy's decision to ban him for 10 years, admitted to crying down the freaking aisle before tying the knot with the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star on New Year's Eve. Now, it should be noted that she was pregnant at the time. That's probably one of the reasons they decided to get married, but we have to watch this and you can hear it for yourself.
I really didn't want to get married, but...
We only got married because Gammy was crying.
Well, Gammy, this is what happened. It was almost as...
Again, it is so weird that this entire Red Table thing is, them talking about all the problems they have in their marriage surrounded by, her mother and their daughter. So we shouldn't be surprised why this entire family is completely fucked.
As if Gammy was like, you have to get married, so let's talk about the wedding. It was almost like that. And
she completely just was like, that's not a reality where you're not married.
Again, that's their daughter, Willow. That's their daughter.
So much pressure, being a young actress, being young. And I was just like, pregnant. And I was just like, I didn't know what to do. But I just knew, I was like, I never wanted to be married.
I don't remember that. I remember feeling very strongly and wanting you guys to be married. I do remember that.
Yes.
But I don't remember your rejection of the idea of marriage.
And we're gonna go more into that, and it does explain so many things. We've seen publicly this display, this open marriage that they've had for so long that clearly Will Smith was not okay with. We've seen the way that Jada Pinkett Smith has continued to treat him with these viral videos that are coming out of her just starting to go on Instagram Live and say, hey, Will, do you want to talk about this therapist who helped us through our issues? And he's like, don't just start filming me like this about this shit, about this stuff about, the people that you've had sex with. I don't want to sit here and talk about it in public like this. But it doesn't matter. It continues to play out in public because that's what Jada Pinkett Smith wants. And I think we have the rest of the clip here. This is an interesting part as well.
It was a horrible wedding.
It was a mess. Jada was sick. She was very unpleasant. Wouldn't cope. But she was sick. She didn't cooperate with anything.
You were 6 months pregnant at the wedding.
No, I was
How many?
3 months.
3 months pregnant at the wedding.
So she was having
My
all that
first
morning
trimester
sickness.
was
Oh, it was horrible.
And I was so upset that I had to have a wedding. I was so pissed. I went crying down the freaking aisle.
Getting married.
Getting married.
I went crying down the freaking aisle as Will's laughing about it, but look at how serious she is. Look at the difference between Will and he's laughing off. Look at her face right now as she's reliving this terrible moment of having to get married to Will Smith. She's serious about this shit.
Cried the whole way.
And I was
down
like,
the aisle.
I was like,
And Will's like, hey.
I was like, she'll be all right, don't worry.
Yeah, because that was one question I forgot to ask. She says that she never wanted to get married. Did you?
There wasn't a day in my life that I wanted anything other than being married and having a family.
Wow.
From like,
Well, thank the.
Well, hold on. This is his daughter right now. Think about the fucked up state that these kids are living in right now in this marriage. Obviously, I think they're both over 18 at this point, but like growing up with these types of parents, look at how she reacts to someone saying what is, pretty normal for a lot of people. I never thought of really anything other than just getting married and having a family and loving them. Look at his daughter's reaction to that.
Wanted to get married. Did you?
there wasn't a day in my life that I wanted anything other than being married and having a family.
Wow.
From like,
Well, thank the good Lord.
literally.
Wow, as she rolls her eyes and acts like that's the worst thing anyone could possibly have.
5 years old, I was picturing what my family would be.
Wow.
What was the fundamental bump about the idea of marriage in general that you were against?
I just never really agreed with the construct.
Exactly.
I just don't agree with it.
Oh, really? No one could tell. No one could tell that by everything that has taken place since and the way that all you have publicly treated your husband since. No one could have imagined.
Never have. I still don't.
Right. Yeah.
Till Death Do Us Part is real for me. It's just all of the rules and
It's
all
like
of the
you're supposed to do this
Right.
as a wife. You're
You
supposed
know,
to do this
yeah,
as a husband. You're supposed to do this.
Instead of
Right.
And
really
what you
just
can't do.
And what you can't do,
Exactly.
right.
And there you have it. I cannot believe that for years, this person has continued to go out there publicly and speak this way about her husband. Now, that's not to say, again, that there couldn't be problems, that she couldn't have issues with him, that she maybe reluctantly did go down the aisle. But when you put your entire public life, your entire personal life on display like this for attention, and just be very clear about this, it was absolutely for attention. That's why she's doing this show. That's why she's talking about their marriage this way. It's for attention. You can see that this person is just a narcissist and just an evil, evil person. As bad as this entire situation has been for Will Smith, I think this side of it is far worse in the long run for him, not only, reputation-wise, but also for him mentally, because I think this dude is a broken man. It does not excuse anything he did in any way, shape, or form. I think the fact that he's still with her, maybe she has something on him, maybe he really just does believe in marriage. I don't know. I don't know the inner workings of Will Smith's brain. I do know it doesn't excuse him slapping Chris Rock for any reason. And I do know that there's likely going to be more coming out, more stories just like this about Jada Pinkett Smith. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. And a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.